The iconic yellow logo featuring a character called the Old Timer, in place since the 70s, has been replaced with this minimalistic look. Now, this restaurant is a family institution for so many.
Cracker Barrel in Cleveland, Tennessee, refusing to allow a gathering planned by a Knox County deputy and pastor. Pastor Fritz said members of the LGBTQ+ community are, quote, freaks and animals and are, quote, worthy of death.
It just looks so tacky.
Cracker Barrel needs to feel like the Cracker Barrel for today and for tomorrow.
If you end up backtracking, you lose credibility.
Cracker Barrel Old Country Store. Eat, shop, relax.
Back in 1969, Dan Evans founded Cracker Barrel as a roadside stop. His family was in the gasoline business. The American highway system was still young, meaning food on the road was difficult to come by. What Evans had in mind was the kind of place he'd been to hundreds of times as a boy. The company site reads, Evans figured maybe folks driving on the big, new interstate system might appreciate a clean, comfortable, relaxed place to stop in for a good meal and some shopping. Evans took out a loan for $40,000. That loan saw profits within a month. Dan Evans started the first Cracker Barrel off of Highway 109 in his hometown of Lebanon, Tennessee. It was originally a restaurant-gas station combo. Thanks to his family business, Evans' first handful of Cracker Barrels had gasoline pumps on site. The early stores also had gift shops attached, which is pretty cool that the iconic gift shop has been around since day one of the restaurant. Travelers were able to eat at a pit stop that wasn't fast food, and they could also fuel their car at the same time. The name Cracker Barrel goes back to the old-fashioned country stores that Evans modeled his restaurant chain after. These stores would receive large shipments of soda crackers stored in barrels to prevent cracking. After the barrels were emptied, customers would use them as makeshift tables for checkers. When Evans opened his first restaurant, he invited local antique store owners Don and Kathleen Singleton to curate the chain's general stores. This couple eventually joined as full-time designers. After the 1973 Yom Kippur War, the Organization of Arab Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, instituted a total ban on exporting oil to countries that had supported Israel. Gasoline in the United States became scarce, and prices skyrocketed. After the OPEC embargo, Evans restaurants stopped carrying gasoline. Cracker Barrel then shifted the focus to expanding the menu and creating a unique shopping experience to their customers. By 1977, Evans had built 13 Cracker Barrels from Tennessee to Georgia. Also in 1977, the company's iconic logo was created by Nashville designer Bill Holly on the back of a napkin. The goal was to create a feeling of nostalgia with an old-timer wearing overalls. The old-timer was sitting in a rocking chair and leaning on a barrel of crackers, or a Cracker Barrel. In 1979, Kathleen Singleton retired after an illness, and her son Larry began to learn the trade from his father. Larry began stocking the 19 locations, visiting flea markets and auctions all around the country. For 39 years, Larry Singleton served as the company's chief picker. He retired in 2019. In November 1981, Cracker Barrel Old Country stores went public as part of a plan to expand beyond the American Southeast. They have the ticker symbol CRBL. On the day of their public offering, CRBL offered slightly over 600,000 shares at $10 per share. Within 5 years, the company had doubled its store count to 47 and hit net annual sales of $81 million. By 1992, the company was valued at $1 billion. Across its hundreds of restaurants and store combination outlets across the country, every Cracker Barrel has a very similar layout. All of the menus are basically the same and sell the same gifts in the shop. The only noticeable difference would be the decoration. The walls of every Cracker Barrel are loaded with old signs, posters, packaging, advertising material, and give off early 20th century American life vibes. According to Country Living, Cracker Barrel maintains a 26,000 square foot warehouse of collectible Americana, and individual stores get sent items from the stockpile in Lebanon, Tennessee, near the company's headquarters. Per Cracker Barrel's corporate blog, the 5 decorative items that every Cracker Barrel must display are a deer head placed above the fireplace in the main dining room, a cook stove, usually found in the Old Country Store, an oxen yoke above the inside of the front doors, horseshoes hung over the outside of the front doors, and a traffic light on the wall on the way to the restrooms. According to the company website, Cracker Barrel relies heavily on domestic vendors, farmers, and food production companies for the ingredients it uses to craft country-style breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Cracker Barrel estimates that 90% of its ingredients are grown, produced, and sourced within the United States of America. More specifically, the company seeks out the best geographically specific items, such as maple syrup made with real maple, bottled in Vermont, and blueberries for the blueberry pancakes harvested in Maine. As of 2022, each year, the Cracker Barrel chain said they purchased 140 million bacon slices, 162 million eggs, and 13 million pounds of chicken tenders, and bake up to 210 million biscuits. On February 21st, 1991, Cracker Barrel's Vice President of Human Resources, William A. Bridges, sent out a message. They would stop employing individuals whose sexual preferences fail to demonstrate normal heterosexual values, which have been the foundation of families in our society. Multiple workers were fired in this period before Cracker Barrel walked back the policy, saying that it would continue to employ these folks who will provide the quality service our customers have come to expect from us. Activists said that the statement was not a retraction of the policy and that Cracker Barrel had not rehired fired employees. The Los Angeles Times reported that Evans was also quoted in a Tennessee newspaper saying that Cracker Barrel would not hire homosexuals in rural communities. Gay and lesbian activists protested and picketed Cracker Barrel. They also bought up stock, trying to financially pressure the restaurant chain. In 2002, Cracker Barrel changed its non-discrimination policy to include sexual orientation. In 1999, 13 current and former Cracker Barrel employees sued the company for racial discrimination. They later petitioned to turn the case into a class action suit, which was denied. In 2001, 21 black customers sued Cracker Barrel, accusing the company of widespread racism, from denying service to segregating the smoking section. Cracker Barrel's then president, Donald Turner, said that the accusations were false. "We believe in good service, and good service is colorblind," he said. Both lawsuits were settled by Cracker Barrel in 2004. That same year, the Justice Department sued Cracker Barrel for discrimination against black customers. The company settled, signing a 5-year agreement to implement non-discrimination policies, creating new training programs, and retain an outside investigator to ensure compliance. From 1969 to 1977, the Cracker Barrel logo was pretty straightforward. It was black font and said Cracker Barrel, Old Country Store. From 1977 to present day, the logo had some adjustments, but nothing that I would say would classify as major. From 1977 to 2006, the logo was described as a light yellow with warm brown font. From 2006 to 2015, the colors were changed to a background with a vivid orange tone that enhanced the logo's warmth and visibility. From 2015 to 2025, the text Old Country Store was added back below the imagery. Since 1977, the basic elements have remained the same. To my untrained eye, the colors are even very similar. The length and positioning of the whip line coming from the K has been adjusted slightly, and after 2006, the lines and details of the barrel are more visible. Really, not much has changed with the logo since 1977. Well, that was until last year. In 2024, Cracker Barrel announced it had appointed industry-leading agencies to support its brand refresh. The organization wanted to strengthen its connection with both loyal and new guests. The refresh was supposed to be guided by extensive guest research and data-driven insights. It was supposed to make the brand a beloved destination for generations of families. Of course, a company is not going to go through something like this unless they intend on boosting profitability and sales. Cracker Barrel's growth, which soared in the 1990s as the company was expanding, has slowed down in recent years. For 2024, the company reported revenue of roughly $3.5 billion, up 0.8% from $3.4 billion the previous year, while net income fell to $40.9 million, down from $99 million in 2023. Cracker Barrel shares have risen 7% this year to $55.42, but the stock has fallen sharply since 2018, where it topped $180. Cracker Barrel shed almost $100 million in market value after its stock plunged following the release of the new logo. The new cleaner logo was on a mission to clean out the company's profits. The new logo removed the image of the old-timer man, leaning against a barrel that was prominently featured in the original. All that was left was the words Cracker Barrel against a yellow background. The phrase Old Country Store also was removed. The updated logo was not embraced, to say the least. There was outrage and backlash over the original elements being removed from the logo. As of this filming at the end of August 2025, the company has already walked back the logo change. They released a statement that said, "We thank our guests for sharing your voices. Our new logo is going away and our old-timer will remain. As a proud American institution, our 70,000 hardworking employees look forward to welcoming you to our table soon." The 2024 initiative focused on 5 key areas. So far, the first area, the brand identity refresh, was a major fail. But there are 4 more areas in which the company hopes will increase their business, not run it away. The second area is to optimize the menu. They will have heartier options like hash brown casserole, shepherd's pie, and the coming return of the campfire meals. There are dishes in which protein and sides are cooked and served in foil, along with new grilled shrimp options for lighter fare. The third area is pricing and preparation. Options will range from pancakes for less than $8 to steak and shrimp for around $23. Cooking processes for menu items like green beans and bacon have been simplified so that they are fresher and require less work. Cracker Barrel will also look to enhance their store execution and the unique retail experience, expand digital capabilities, and elevate the employee experience. Will the rest of the brand refresh work, or will it flop just like the logo redesign? Only time will tell.